Guys, you've been lied to. This is a follow-up to short from yesterday, and I just want to clarify something. This is not the view that I'm about to express has not been the view that I've always had. For a long part of my life, I thought that what a guitar player needed to do was I don't know. I can't even find it now. My scales manual. Scales manual is about that thick. And I thought you had to just kind of go and memorize all of these little graphs with dots and stuff, and you just had to go memorize them. And there's, all those stuff. And now I'm going to explain to you. I was lied to, and you have been lied to also. And the reason is because people need to continue to make content, So, when I was learning guitar, it was like, well, they just needed to sell books, or they needed to, they needed to keep booking lessons or whatever, and they needed to have you in their school. So, I had a whole class called scales, and you're supposed to go in here and memorize all your scales and stuff like that. And that's fine, and I'm not against knowing your stuff, but it's not a matter of memorizing like actual, like, say, if you do the math, it's astronomical. You're at how much stuff there's, whatever it is, so many positions of each scale, and it's overwhelming. But it's really not that, right? And there's a lot of talk out there in internet land about the cage system, and that's it's all accurate, right? Like, but even if you don't think of it like caged system, right? Like, it's still there. Like, it's not. There wasn't some dude named Cage, who said, "Oh, I'm gonna make up this system for how this is." Like, if you don't like the cage system, that's fine, but then you have to be critical of the way the guitar is tuned, because it's the tuning of the guitar which creates these kind of geometric forms that we're identifying them as the C form, which put it here, looks like that. But that's basically it. So what I was saying is that, like, if you just know your 5 positions and you know your 5 scale geometries, right? So it's important to know the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and because those are your intervals, right? So 1 to 3, 1 to 5, whatever. Those build your chords. It's all your building blocks are right there. And if you know that, then if you start from 176 right here. So rather than looking at it like a whole new piece of geometric information, you're just starting on the 6th degree of that same grouping of, like, some people call it fingering, or fingering sequences or shapes or whatever. All that stuff works, right? Nothing wrong with that. It's just whether you think of this like, F major or D minor, it's important the chord and the harmony that's happening around, the scale, or what your kind of the harmonic kind of context that's happening. But you don't have to learn a new piece of information. You just got to know that this is either the 6 of F, right? Or this is the 1 of D minor, right? So that's really it. I really do try to enforce this to my students that, look, man, just know your 5 positions, have the sequences, because whether or not you're thinking of something in a minor context or major context or whatever, you want to know where the right notes are in that particular position, and that can be achieved through just having the pattern of the left hand kind of down. And knowing the number is important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because if you're an F and you want to, there's your 5, right? Or if you, even if there's a note that's not in the scale, like let's say E flat, right? So if you're kind of thinking F major, but you play E flat right there, well, I know that's going to give me kind of more blues sort of feeling. So training your awareness to be conscious of where those outside notes are. I say outside because they're out of the scale or they're out of the key or whatever. Maybe we're all out of our mind. So, you know, it's important to know where those are at around the neck of your guitar. And if you know where the inside notes are, right? Like if you know where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are at, kind of across the strings like that, it becomes much easier to know, oh, my flat 7 or my flat 3 or flat 5 or whatever, you know, it's easy to know where those notes are at. So, anyway, mostly I just wanted to say, I'm sorry that you've been lied to, because this is much simpler than it's been presented. And, you know, you can go, look, man, you can go find this info out there on the internet. I would be doing nothing new or unique or valuable by just, you know, showing you guys some graphs and charts. And you'll never see me give you tablature, because I don't do that. Your guitar heroes probably didn't use tablature unless you're, you know, 6 and your guitar heroes are, but you know, my guitar heroes didn't use tablature, so I'm not gonna. Anyway, thank you guys if you stuck around for almost 7 minutes to hear me ramble on. I appreciate it. Much love. Everybody keep practicing. You should like and follow this channel, because I do all things music and singing and writing and stuff on here. So anyway, we'll see you guys very soon.